Good morning. Good morning. I guess I will ask you if you can hear me well. It's better if you don't move from in there. Um, we wait for a few more moments. More people are joining. But as I often say, maybe some of you know, we are trying not to wait. We wait, but we don't really wait. Which means that at the practical level, yes, we're waiting. It's going to be meditation, and something is going to start and something is going to end. But at the deeper level, at the essence of the meditation, there is an aspect that doesn't start. It still, while whatever is happening, and when that stops, when the meditation stops, that keeps going. So we are waiting at the practical level, at the superficial level, but at the deeper level, it is already here. What is really fundamental, what is really essential, is already here. It doesn't come and it doesn't go. But we are waiting. You cannot see him, but I'm very grateful to Mihai. He's right here. He really is the one that set up this possibility for me. I definitely could not have done it without his help. Far from it. So I am very grateful that he's. Thank you, Mihai. If you're there, just connect to this moment. But that connect to this moment is nothing extraordinary. It's nothing out of this. It's nothing special. It's just notice that you are here. Notice that you are in this moment. That will be what we'll do in the meditation anyway. But start to do it on your own. Start to see that this moment is, I am. Are there any particular questions, Mihai? No. If there are, please let me know. Before we start. When we start, then no. But before we start. I think I will say it again, but just in case some of you are wondering, you don't have to look like I look in this moment. I practice meditation quite a bit, so I am more able to sit on the floor with my legs crossed, but it's absolutely not a necessity at all. You can sit in a chair, you can sit on the floor like I'm sitting. You could even lie down. The problem with lying down is that the mind, the body is accustomed to, it has the habit of thinking, of feeling. Then the moment we lie down, we relax and we kind of fall asleep. And that's the opposite of what we want during the meditation. We want the mind to be very alert. So if you can do that, then it's fine to lie down. You don't even have to sit. But for most people, I will never recommend to lie down while doing a meditation. Not because there is something bad with it, simply because out of habit, the mind and the body believe deep inside that lying down means relaxing and sleeping. I will even recommend, and this I will recommend that if you are seated or in the chair or on the floor and you start to feel sleepy, I will recommend you to stand up and keep doing the meditation standing up. That's not a problem at all. You can even walk around. What is important is that in your mind, you are giving these 30 minutes to the meditation. That's what is fundamental, is that you are not checking your phone, you are not thinking about what you need to do or what you don't need to do, or making lists, or this will happen. In your mind, you will have 1,000 thoughts, that's no problem. But in your attitude, you want to give these 30 minutes to the meditation. Even if it doesn't happen, that's no problem. But that's what you want, that's your aim, that's your desire. What you want is to give yourself to the meditation for the next 30 minutes. You can be sitting on the floor, you can be sitting on a chair, you can be standing up, you can be walking around, you can even be lying, although I don't recommend it. But what is important is in your attitude that you're giving yourself to the meditation, whatever that means, for the next 30 minutes. Another thing, there are some meditations very useful in which it's very good for the body not to move at all. This is a very particular kind of meditation, but it's not a meditation that we're going to do today. So if you're seated on the floor or you're seated on a chair and you start having pain in your body, you can move. Don't worry for it. Now, having said that, if you do have an itch in your shoulder, in your face, try not to right away jump and scratch yourself or touch yourself. See if you can be aware of the scratch. Be aware that it's coming. If it's bothering you too much, go and do something about it. But don't jump right away to it. Just be aware that that's happening and it will go. It will go. It will come back to. So what I mean is move as much as you need, but try not to move unnecessarily. I guess one of the fundamental things of a meditation, or the meditation that we will do, is that nothing needs to happen. And this is fundamental. It's very simple to hear. Nothing needs to happen. We are not trying to go anywhere. We are not trying to reach anything. We may feel some things, we may feel relaxed, very nice. We may feel a bit more at peace, hopefully, but that's not really the aim of the meditation. For some of you, it may sound strange. It's not to be at peace, the aim of meditation. And the reason for it is that whatever peace may come to the meditation, if it depends on the meditation, one moment later, the meditation ends, and one moment later, the thoughts that were not during the meditation will come back, and the peace is going to go. So if you feel peace during the meditation, of course, welcome it. That's part of the meditation, to welcome whatever appears. But don't grasp into the peace, because that peace is going to go. And that peace, in my vocabulary, in the way I think, in the way I understand, is truly not different than a candy. It's no problem to have a candy once in a while if you want to, but you can depend on a candy, because you put a candy in your mouth, you enjoy it for a few seconds, and then it's gone. And for those few seconds, you feel good, it's nice, it's enjoyable, but then it's gone. And that will happen with the peace that you may get in a meditation like this. It's no different than a candy. Don't count in that kind of peace, in that kind of sweet moments. As nice as they are, that's not the aim of the meditation. If I have to give a more precise aim of the meditation, the way I understand this kind of meditation is more like a rewiring of the mind. The mind has certain patterns of behavior, certain patterns of thinking and feeling. And what meditation can do is in time. It's not going to happen in 1 or 2 or 3 meditations. It's something that may happen in time. And not only with meditation, with a whole process of, we can call it awakening, evolving, or being interested in something more. The whole process is a rewiring of our behavior, of the way that the mind and the body react to life. And so meditation is a fantastic, it's a beautiful way to help that process of rewiring. And sometimes one of the side effects of this rewiring is a moment of peace. It's wonderful. But it may not happen, and that's wonderful too. So I'm thinking now one way to explain what this meditation is going to be. You can think of or what, better said, what the final aim of the meditation could be. One way to express it, there could be many ways to express it, but one way to express what the aim of this meditation it could be, is learning to allow the moment to be as it is. And to give an example of what this means is, for example, I can close my hand and make a fist. Please do it with me. Just grab your hand, just feel your hand and make a fist. Now you're doing something, you feel that you're closing your hand. Now I will ask you to relax that. Don't do that anymore. Now you could say, before I was making a fist, and now I am open my hand, or I am relaxing. You could say that. But if you go deeper into what you just did, it's not that you did something. What happened is that you stop creating tension. And when you stop creating tension, then the hand comes back to what I could call the natural state of the hand. So to make a fist, you have to do something. But then the next step is not a doing, it's more like a stop doing. You stop clenching your hand. So this stop clenching your hand, it feels in the beginning, because we are accustomed to think of doing, it seems like it's a doing. It seems like it's something that I need to do. I need to stop clenching my hand. But in reality, that's part of the rewiring of the mind. It's not so much a doing, but it's a stop doing. If I simply don't clench my hand anymore, but that's not a doing. It's not an action from my part. If I just don't clench my hand. And that will be what we will do in the meditation. In the meditation today, we will do several things. But the aim of those doings is going to be this not doing. So again, you don't have to be looking like I am, sitting on the floor with the legs crossed. You can sit on a chair if you want to. What I will recommend you is if you sit on a chair, don't just sit in this position. Just don't. That's important. It's important to try to keep your spine straight as much as you can. So that's one reason. For example, sorry, I didn't show it, but I use my meditation pillow. Not everybody has one. This is particularly kind of hard. So it helps me to have my hips higher than my knees. It's very difficult, especially for us. Like in India, people in the past didn't have any furniture. So for them it was very simple to do these things. But it's very difficult to keep the hips and the knees at the same level and be comfortable. The spine tends to round. So it's very important to be a little bit higher. So if you're sitting on the floor, I recommend you to put some kind of a hard pillow or several pillows so your hips are higher than your knees. But you don't have to be on the floor. You can sit on the chair, but if you sit on the chair, don't stay like that. It's important for the energy to circulate easily through the spine. And that's the reason why it's so important to have the spine long. Not tense, but the spine, to have a good posture of the body. That's where the yoga classes come in handy. Anyway, I will talk about that tonight. Hopefully some of you will join me. But in the origin, the whole idea of an asana, which is the name in Sanskrit for an exercise, it was not for the exercise sake, it was not for the body's sake, but actually the asana was a way to help the body to be able to sit comfortable for meditation. We don't have to use it only for that. It's very good for health, it's very good for the strength, for the flexibility. That's okay. But originally, the whole reason of these movements, of the yoga movements, were just for the body to be able to sit comfortable for meditation. So sit on the floor. We will start very soon, the meditation itself. Sit comfortably either on the floor or on a chair, or be standing if you want to. Try to keep your spine long, but relax. Relax your shoulders. Keep your neck long. That's important. Don't bring the chin neither too low nor too high. Just keep the neck long. Keep the head stable. Put your hands. I like to keep my hands in front of me with the fingers crossed and the thumbs touching each other. But that's just because it's comfortable for me. You can also put one hand on top of the other one and have the thumbs touching each other. You can put your hands on your knees. You can put the palm facing up. You can do a mudra. It's not necessary. It's nice to do it if you like. You can put the index and the thumb together. This has a meaning, quite a profound meaning, but don't worry for it. It also is nice energetically. You can put the thumb and the index together and the 3 fingers relax in front. If you want to, you can do that. Or you can find a good position for your arms. Now, I will recommend you to close your eyes. There are some meditations that don't need the eyes closed, but today I will recommend you to keep your eyes closed. If you need to move, you will move. And simply start to pay attention to your body. Just let your body come into your awareness. We are not trying to change anything in the body. We are just noticing that there is a body. You can pay attention to your feet. If you do that, maybe if you never did it before, then it takes some practice, it takes some time. But if you bring your mind to your feet, you will start to feel a sensation in your feet, like a vibration. Just notice that. Try, this is something else, but try not to think too much on your feet. Don't have an image about your feet, but simply notice that there is a part in our body that we call our feet. And that part, if you start to pay attention to, you will start to feel like a vibration, like an aliveness. Just notice that. There is no right or wrong, and this is very important. There is no right or wrong. It's just the possibility to notice my feet in this moment. Start to notice the lower part of your legs, all the way to your knees. Start to go up and notice your thighs, all the way to your hips. Just notice the whole of your legs. You're not supposed to feel anything in particular. That's what is important. Remember, we are rewiring the mind. And all we are doing in this meditation is telling the mind, you can just notice something without thinking that you have to change what you notice. Mind, you can just be aware of something without necessarily trying to change, trying to modify, try to have an opinion about what you notice. That's what we are trying to do right now. We are trying to notice the legs without having a desire to change anything that we feel or a desire to comment on what we experience or what we feel about the legs. Notice your hips, the genitals, the glutes. Notice your tummy. Just notice maybe there is tension in the tummy. It's not about experiencing anything in particular. It's about feeling exactly what is there. Just noticing. Like if you are an expert in plants and you went to a very unusual, very exotic country and you find a plant that you have never seen before, and you start studying that plant. That's what we are doing. The body is like an object that we haven't really noticed before, and we are just simply paying attention to it. That's all. We don't want to change it, to modify it, to make it different. Notice your chest. And same thing, maybe there is tension in your chest. Allow it to be. It has a reason to be there. It's not right, it's not wrong, it's not good, it's not bad. It just is. Try not to go into the emotions per se. We will go there later. Try to stay at the very physical part of it, at the very sensory part of it. There will be many thoughts in your head. You get lost in your thoughts. Also, we will go into the thoughts very soon. But for now, just when you realize that you get lost, the moment you get lost, you don't know. You're lost in your thoughts, you don't know that you're lost in your thoughts. But the moment you realize, come back into the body. Right now, come back into your chest. Notice your back. Start with the coccyx and then start to go up. Notice your lower back. Notice your middle back. And notice the upper back. Notice your hands. At the tip of your fingers, you will see it's very easy to feel a certain vibration. This vibration is all over the body. It's everywhere. But it's very easy to feel it at the tip of your fingers. Notice your hands. Notice your forearms. Notice your elbows and your upper arms. Notice your shoulders. We are not trying to relax per se. This noticing may bring some relaxation, and that's wonderful. But it's not our aim to relax. Our aim is to notice, is to become aware of the different parts of the body. Notice your neck. Notice your face. Try not to think about your face. Don't go with your imagination. Don't go to a mirror and look at your face in the mirror. But try to stay here with your eyes closed, experiencing the aspect that we call the face. But try not to go into your idea of your face. Stay with the raw sensation of this part that we call face. It's not pretty, it's not ugly, it's not young, it's not old, it's not... Those are all ideas in your mind. Just stay with the raw sensation of your face. Notice the whole of your head. And now for the next couple of minutes, try to stay in silence, just perceiving the body as a whole. Not as an idea, but try to perceive it as a sensation. Just, you get distracted, you will start thinking about things, don't worry for it. Just return to the sensations of the body, to the feeling of the body, and stay there for a few seconds, for about a minute, connected to your body, without changing it, without modifying it, without commenting on it. Just be with your body. Now, without changing anything, start to notice that you're breathing. Just notice that the body is breathing. You may have a tendency in the beginning to change your breath. And that's okay. Allow it to happen. But very soon, what I want you to do is just simply to notice that breathing is happening. That there is air coming in through the nostrils, and that there is air coming out of your nostrils. If you have this need to take a deeper breath, please go for it. But don't think that you have to change your breathing. Not right now, not today, not in this particular meditation. Just simply be aware that breathing is happening. And be curious about it. Be curious how this force in you is making this happening. There is a force in you that is creating a movement that allows air, oxygen to come into your body. And the same force is creating a different movement that allows this air to come out of your body. Just be aware that, truly speaking, it's a force that is breathing. It's not us, it's not me, it's not you. Although we have, to a certain extent, some control over the breathing, at its essence, it's not we that are breathing. It's not me, the person that is breathing, but it's a force that is breathing in me. Just connect to that. Again, you will get distracted. You may start to feel bored. You may start to... We will go into that very soon. But try to make the effort to come back into this moment. And more precisely, come back into the breathing. Into the noticing of the breathing. We will do this for the next minute or two. Just simply notice that there is a force breathing in you. There is nothing to do. Just be aware of it. Notice it. If there is something to do, it will be when you notice that you get lost in your thoughts, bring the attention back. That's a doing. Bring the attention back. Bring the attention back. I could say this for 100 times or for 1,000 times or more. Just bring the attention back right now into the breathing. Try to focus on it. Now, without changing anything, we're going to go a little bit deeper. Notice that, I'm sure you have noticed, we all have noticed it, there are many thoughts appearing in your mind. Now, think of this. If you made the effort to sign up, you made the effort to sit in front of a computer, you made the effort to be here now, and you're following what I'm saying, and I said from the beginning that the aim is to do the meditation, then probably you don't really want to have thoughts in your mind. But thoughts are appearing in your mind. So this is very important. The thoughts that are appearing in your mind is not really something that you want to have. Sometimes we do, often we do. We need to think about 1,001 things. Thinking is a beautiful, amazing gift we are given to us humans, to have a brain that can think. But a large quantity of the thoughts that appear in our mind, a large quantity, I will say for most people, most of the thoughts that appear in our mind, like right now, are not thoughts that we have chosen. They are energies, forces that appear in our mind from the past. So notice that and allow the thoughts to be what they are. Don't fight with the thoughts. Just notice that the past means our conditioning, the way we were raised, the kind of parents that we had, the kind of society where we were born into, our first experiences, and the environment that we are living in the moment. So right now we are living in a very particular time, very unusual time, very unique time. And this creates more thoughts in our mind. Don't fight with them. But also, and this is important, right now, don't indulge on them. The exercise now is notice that these thoughts appear in your mind from somewhere. You don't know because you haven't chosen. It's not your doing, the thoughts in your mind. So let them come, notice them. Try not to indulge in them. That will be the only thing that we are doing now. We are trying not to get hooked in the thoughts that appear. And we are letting them pass. One way to think about it, this is an example that can go much deeper than this, but I will use it also for this. A thought is like a cloud appearing in the sky. You are like the sky, and suddenly a cloud appears. If we get hooked into it, then maybe a storm comes. But if you let it pass, nothing happened to the sky. Think of it like this for now. The sky doesn't really know from where the cloud came, how the cloud was formed. And the sky doesn't really care also at this point how the cloud was formed, from where it was formed. Just the sky noticed that there is a cloud, the cloud passes for a moment, and then it's gone. Just be this sky that allows the clouds to come, to stay, and to go. Don't go into what the thought means, why they are there, what they are saying, what they are not saying, what's the meaning behind them. That can be very useful sometimes, but not all the time. Just simply let the thought appear. Don't fight with it. Let the thought do whatever it wants to do. You are aware of the thought, and then let the thought pass. And you remain. You remain as this aware presence, aware of the thought. Now, without changing anything, we will go into one more thing before the end of the meditation. This particular moment is creating some emotions in you. Maybe you feel bored, maybe you feel relaxed, maybe you feel at peace, maybe you feel anxious. There can be hundreds of different emotions that appear in you. Again, these emotions are not something that you are creating. These emotions have to do with your past, and it has to do with what's going on in the situations right now. It has to do with different conditions of your body. For the next few moments, for the next couple of minutes only, notice these emotions, but don't repress them. Don't imagine that they are not supposed to be there. This is what is so fundamental. Don't imagine that whatever emotion it is, as beautiful and divine or as low and negative, whatever emotion it appears, be aware of it. Don't indulge on it either. Just simply notice that you didn't create it. You didn't make it. You could say the whole of life has created that particular emotion, that particular sensation. It's not you that did it, but it's the whole universe has created in this moment, in this particular second, an emotion. A positive emotion, a neutral emotion, or a negative emotion. And right now, simply be aware of it, without judging, without grasping, without commenting, without thinking of it. Just simply notice it. Just like if a plane passes by and you hear the plane, in the same way that you hear the sound of the plane, in the same way, notice the emotion that you experience in this moment. We will just do this for a minute or so. Now, without changing anything, simply notice your body. Simply notice that you're breathing. Simply notice that there are thoughts appearing from who knows where. Notice that there are emotions, sensations appearing in you, formed from all and everything. Just be aware that these things are happening. And for the next last minute of their meditation, just be aware of them. Don't try to change, don't try to modify, don't comment on them. Just for the last minute, simply be this sweet, aware presence, aware of the body, aware of the breathing, aware of thoughts and aware of emotions. Keep your eyes closed. Keep this connection with this moment, connection with yourself. We will end the meditation with a little exercise. It comes from the Buddhist tradition. Keep your eyes closed. Keep this connection with this moment. And I would like you to think of a person that you love very, very much. A person that you truly, completely love. Bring this person into your mind. Bring this person into your awareness. And feel that person with love. Now, think of a person, somebody that you know, but that it is kind of indifferent to you. Maybe somebody you know from the bread shop, or somebody you know from the Maggie Mash, or somebody that a co-worker at home. A person that you know, but you don't neither love nor have problem with it. Just simply somebody that is, we can say, indifferent to you. Choose one person. Bring that person into your awareness. Bring that person clearly in your mind. And feel that person with love. Now, think of a person that you're having difficulties with, a person that you may have fought, a person that creates difficulties in your life, a person that you may express negative emotions towards, a person that is difficult for you. Choose one person. Bring that person into your mind. Put aside all those negative sensations you have and fill that person with love, with your love. Now, bring into your mind the whole planet. Think of the planet Earth. Think of the plants in it. Think of the animals in it. Think of the whole humanity in it. Think of the buildings in it. Think of the jungles in it. Think of the seas in it, the oceans. Try to bring, as much as you can, a whole picture of the whole Earth and fill the Earth with your love. And finally, bring your attention to yourself, to your body. Have a sensation of yourself. Have a clear picture of yourself. Feel yourself. Notice. And fill yourself with love. With the deepest of your love. And very slowly, keep your eyes closed for a few more seconds. Allow more air to come in, allow more air to go out. Just notice this oxygen coming into your body, into your legs, into your arms, into your trunk, into your face. And just very little, start to move your fingers, start to move your arms, start to move your trunk. If you want to very slowly start to open your eyes. Stretch your legs in front. Move a bit your legs. Move a little bit your feet, move a bit your hands, move a bit your shoulders, move a little bit your head. Thank you very much. That was a relaxation. We can go much deeper into every of these things. I love to do it, and if you're interested, we will do it again. For now, there is not one plan, but I will let you, if you sign up, unless you tell me in the messages that you don't want to receive any more mails from me, I will send you more mails to tell you about the next meditation. I will probably don't use so much the mails that I used before, but I will use more Facebook and this the list that people are signing up for these classes. So I will be using this list plus Facebook. So be more attentive. If you're interested, be more attentive in Facebook for the next sessions. Also, to me, this meditation plus the classes plus your study, meaning your reading, these three things, meditation plus the yoga plus your own study, they complement each other. They are not separate things. So I will recommend you as much as you can, do these meditations, do the yoga classes, and study on your own. Of course, I recommend you my book. I like it very much, but anything that you feel that is helpful for you, any kind of knowledge, besides the knowledge that we do for business, besides the knowledge that you have for the coronavirus, which I think is good to know, besides the knowledge that you may have of practical things, any knowledge, any spiritual, philosophical knowledge, study, read, do the meditations and do the yoga. These three things complement each other. My plan was to do the meditation and then do the question and answer. Of course, we took all the time. Shall I do some questions and answers now? It's a bit late. Maybe if you have some questions, we can spend 5 minutes. I would like to, maybe next time I can try to talk less at the beginning, do more meditation, and then have more time for questions and answers. But of course, please, you can write me, and I can try to find a way to either write you back, or if there are many questions, maybe I can do a session with the questions and spend the whole time just doing these questions and answers. That would be a good way to spend our time if you're interested. So if you have questions, write them in the comment section, either about the meditation or about something you read or something you hear me saying. If I know the answer, I will be very happy to give you the answer you. And please leave any comments or suggestions in the comment section here. I will very appreciate that. Suggestions of what we can do, different times, different ideas. Is there any questions, Mihai? Okay, no questions yet. Okay. But please, if you do have questions, come later to this channel and write them there. And if there are enough questions, I will be very happy to do a session just with those questions and answers. I will let you know by mail, and I will post it in Facebook. It's very strange to be here looking at the camera. I will much rather be looking at you. But things are as they are. You can tell me. You can tell me.
What do you say to the force breathing in that? What does it mean?
There is a question that says, why do I say there is a force? I call it a force. Why there is a force that is breathing in us? Well, the simple reason is try to stop breathing. You cannot. We have some control over the breathing, but not complete control. And the proof is that even if you try to stop breathing, you cannot. There will be a force much stronger than you, whatever you call you, a million times stronger than you, that will force you to breathe. Even if you put all your strength or everything to stop breathing, this force will be more powerful than you, and it will make you breathe. That force is life. I call it a force. You can call it many other ways. This force is a force of life. Is a force. Is not you. What you consider you. What you consider you is you can do whatever you want. I can lift my finger. So that's me. I am lifting my finger. But if you control the breathing and not the force, then you will be able to stop breathing. But you cannot. That force, which I call it the force of life, which the same force that forces me to breathe is the same force that forces you to breathe. That one force, that vital force, that energetic force, that life force, is the same force in everybody, and that force is what is breathing in us. That's one way to say it. So anyway, as I said, if you have questions, please write them there, and if there are enough questions, I can do a session with it, or next time hopefully we can do the meditation just to use the first half an hour and then the second half an hour. If you are interested, and you don't have to stay, we can do these questions and answers. I will see tonight some of you. I will see tonight some of you in the class at 7 p.m. And it was a pleasure to be here with you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Ciao.